Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Stage Diving with Scotty. My guest today is Christian from the band Fake It. Welcome to my little show here, Christian. How you doing, man?
Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah,
I'm doing good. I just ate some sausage. Feel great. Little bit sweaty.
Was it spicy?
No, not spicy. But my dog came to say hello. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh, cute. Kitty? Can't tell.
Oh, he's hiding.
Oh,
He's trying. He's very old.
oh. What kind of dog is he?
We're pretty sure he's a pit bull, or not a pit bull, a bulldog and a boxer. Not boxer.
Oh, okay. No, not a boxer.
One of those square dogs.
Oh,
What was it? Pug and what? Bulldog. My partner chimed in from the other room. She's very defensive of him.
Is that her baby or is that your baby?
It's her baby.
Oh, that's why.
Since she was in high school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How old are you? How old are you guys?
I'm 26 and she is 24.
God, you guys are so young. I'm the old fart of this whole thing. Well, we actually have little did I know we had a common friend over here in Sacramento. We both know Kinsey Owis.
Yeah, little Kinsey. So I went to high school with Kinsey.
My wife actually worked with him and knew him when he was little. Yeah, well, you worked with Kinsey too, right? Yeah, his dad was her boss, my wife's boss.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, small world.
Very small world.
So was he actually like a goofball in high school?
We all were. Yeah, it was bad. A bunch of doofuses.
Love that. All right. So your band is Fake It. So where did that start with? Where's your involvement with that? Were you the person who started that, or was it someone that you joined in with, or how'd that all start for Fake It?
Yeah. So in 2016, I was playing in a band that I played in high school, like a pop punk band that most of us are on good terms now, but we ended up not being on good terms, and we don't need to get into that. But
that's fine with me.
I went on my first tour essentially with them, and it went really badly, but I was like, shit, I really like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
And I want to do this forever now.
But so that was your first taste of it, was in that band? That was your first sort of real thing with it?
Yeah, and it wasn't even a real thing. So I have I have a 2004 Tacoma that was originally my grandma's. And so I borrowed it and I hitched a U-Haul trailer to it. And we drove all our stuff. We had to take two cars because obviously you can't fit everyone in the truck. And I had drove by myself up there going like 35 miles an hour because that's as fast as I could go with the Toyota. And like semis were passing me by and flipping me off, and it was terrible. We stayed at this campground and I couldn't parallel park the trailer. And then if that wasn't bad enough, then the venue we played in, either Portland or Olympia, I had to parallel park the car with the trailer. And the venue owner had to come out, and for 45 minutes, he was like, forward, stop, turn, back. And I just came out and I was drenched in sweat.
Oh my gosh. Did you hit anybody? Did you do it okay?
Yeah, I got it done. It was like pretty far from the curb, but he was just like, fuck it. Like, we're just going with it. That's it. And yeah.
Oh man.
So I really liked that. And then I came home and I left that band. And so I decided I had been writing music for that band and for myself. And I just put out, it's on Spotify now, but it was originally just a 2-song demo that I recorded at my parents' house.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I had some other songs that I was working on. And my friend Steve that plays bass now in the band, we started playing together. And then I got another friend from high school, my friend Taylor Levy, wrote drums for it. And so that was our first EP, which was Gray Matters. And then
You
I didn't know if that was your beginning there, and then that kind of transformed into something else, and then it became Fake It or whatever. But that's how
Yeah, it was Fake It from the beginning, and then I just started adding people. So it was just me originally.
Was it kind of nerve wracking to kind of add these other minds and opinions to what you were sort of creating?
It was, and it wasn't, because they weren't feeling really pressured to like write with me. They kind of just wanted to like play live shows at first.
Oh, okay.
So that iteration, we kind of did that for maybe a year. And then our friend Spencer started playing drums with us. And then that was kind of another iteration. And then we got to where we are now. And so right now it's me, Steve that played bass, my friend Jack, who has a band called The Buried Heart and also plays in another band from Sac called Anxious Arms.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then our drummer, we have two drummers, Twan and Zach. So Zach lives in LA, and we're trying to write a record with two drummers is what I'm trying to tell you. We're going to have a lot of drums because I love drums.
So hold on, wait. So is it like one does the recording and one's a live one, or how does that work? Because I don't picture Fake It as like Slipknot.
Not yet. But there's a big hole to fill now because Joey died. And
yes, that's right.
I also played in Anxious Arms for a little bit a couple of years ago. And so we did a tour in the winter of like 2018, I think. And Zach was the drummer for that tour. So I met him there, and we bonded over Pedro the Lion and having anxiety. And so thus a beautiful friendship was born. And then I had been writing our record that actually today's the anniversary of it. It's 2 years old now. It's a terrible 2. But I had been writing that record, and so I asked him to play drums on it.
Okay.
Because we didn't have a drummer at that time. And so he did, and then we did a tour in 2019. And
so you guys just hit right before the whole shutdown crap, right?
Yeah, it wrapped up August of 2019.
Oh, okay. Oh, you guys, there was definitely some time in between, but okay.
Yeah.
Wow, just before. Well, how did that tour go?
It went really well, which makes it all the more crushing.
Yeah.
It was really cool. We played a show that our record label put on in San Antonio, and it was like probably 300 or 400 people, and the record had just come out the night before.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. And I got to like hold the album in my hands right before the show because we had printed them for distribution, and it was very emotional. It was a very emotional tour.
Dude, that's so cool. I with you on that. I haven't experienced that just yet. That's something I'm looking forward to, since our album is finally completely done. The Spacing Effect, my band, we finally have the okay with the art. The songs are just about done being mastered. We have some other stuff lined up, and then discussion of having it either CD or vinyl. Is it, because obviously vinyl is a huge thing right now, and it's like, well, I looked at our cover, and I think our cover would look so sick on CD and vinyl. I think it'll look really great. And for me, I want to hold it. Like, don't get me wrong, it was cool to see. I'm sure you've experienced where seeing it on, Spotify and Amazon and all this kind of stuff. It's cool to see it there and people can buy it. And it's like, yeah, I was part of making that thing. And now it's like, I'm sure it was for you, having it in your hand, though, something physical to sort of like, this is what I did.
Oh, absolutely.
It's got to be super satisfying. And I want that so bad, especially with this full length album, because it's taken so freaking long to do.
Yeah.
And I just want to be like, yes, this is done. This is it. This is what we have. So, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that feeling that you got to experience, that night of, or you said it was the night before, right?
The night of, yeah. So like we got there for load in, and I don't know if you've ever been to San Antonio in August, but it is disgusting. I have never sweat so much in my entire life. I don't know how they do it. They're like something else. It was disgusting. I was drinking water the whole time. I didn't have any alcohol or anything, like, and I was just like peeing yellow and like dripping. It was disgusting.
So then obviously when you started that with the guys for Fake It and you were able to start that tour and whatever, I'm sure that was more of now this is what it's supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like that sort of or did you dread it? Did you dread going out on tour going, oh crap, I don't want to experience the negative of what you had before again? So were you a little anxious about that, or was it something that you were like, no, I'm going to correct this, I'm going to go in with optimism, that kind of thing? Or how was it for you for the second time?
I've honestly always loved it. The only tour I've ever been on, because Fake It's done, that was our third, and I've done some. I did one with Anxious Arms, and I've done one with my other project, Ease, or
I've seen that.
two with Ease.
Okay.
And I love it. Like one of the Ease ones, we just went in a 4Runner. It was 4 of us with all the equipment in the back. And one of the Fake It ones, the first Fake It one, was I used to have a Scion XB, and there was so much weight in it that we couldn't go over speed bumps because
shoot.
What's that called? Your suspension would like hit the ground. Yeah, but I love it. So there's never really been anxiety. There was that Anxious Arms tour I was telling you about, though. Yeah. The first drive on that was like 18 or 19 hours. We drove overnight from Fresno to El Paso and played that night. And
oh, really?
Yeah. I think the shortest drive on that one was like 14 hours or something. It was exhausting.
No, I can't imagine, but I can't imagine.
Yeah, you've had kids. You can do it. You know what it's like. It's just that, but you're in a car.
They're pretty grown-up kids and actually have opinions.
Yeah.
Well, at least some of the other ones can drive. My kids can't drive. Yeah, when we drove from this not too long ago, I think last month, we drove from just the bottom of Washington down the Oregon coastline back to California. And God, that was just a long drive. I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah. And it was fun. But man, as far as the one, I couldn't stop going to the bathroom. I'm like, babe, I gotta stop again. What are you?
That's funny.
I'm like, guys, we're all going. Let's just go.
Yeah.
I know it's daddy's fault, but come on, let's just go.
It's a group effort.
At this point, yeah. It's always such a fun experience to go on like a first tour, the whole shenanigans in the truck or van or whatever, and that kind of crap. Especially if you guys are really good friends.
Yeah.
And obviously you guys are really good friends. You're still together now, so I mean that's
yeah,
right.
No, like they come over for dinner, and they're like my brothers.
That's cool, man. And are you guys all around the same age?
Yeah, I think Jack and Steve are the oldest. They're like 28 and 27, and then it's me. And then Zach's 25. He might be 26, actually. We might be the same age.
Okay.
Can't remember. And then Twan's 23 or 24. He's our baby.
Oh yeah, he's the kid. I had a flashback of when they called me the kid. I was a bass player for a blues band. These all older gents, as in high school. Uh-huh. They called me the kid. I was playing the bass, and I felt very young with a bunch of guys. But I mean, I embraced it.
I feel that. Yeah, I grew up. So I pretty much like learned how to play music, and like my first live music experience was playing for churches. So I feel that most everyone was quite a deal older than me. So
was that good? Was that sort of a how you got into music? Was doing like praise and worship for the churches and stuff?
Partially, yeah. I mean, I was already really into music. I started doing that when I must have been like 15 when I started playing for churches.
Oh, okay.
But I had been playing guitar since I was like 13. So I had a couple of years of like spending a lot of time with music. And my parents are really into music too.
Oh, cool.
So I always kind of grew up around it.
No, that's great. What now, were they just kind of like, Mamas and the Papas and that kind of stuff? Or was it like Led Zeppelin? Or was it kind of all kinds of things? Or was it just like Christian music or, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they were really into, I mean, my dad's like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Neil Young, Boston, Tom Petty, but he also liked a lot of like the 80s hair metal stuff, so like Rat and Poison.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then my mom was like Journey and Prince and Poison. They liked a lot of the same music. Def Leppard was a big one.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is I wasn't really into them, and just a lot of the hair stuff necessarily. But when I talked to Jonathan Ford of Unwed Sailor, he suggested he goes, Scotty, go back and listen to Def Leppard. And what's the one that see, now I can't think off the top of my head. It's the one that was Pour Some Sugar on Me was on there. Whatever album that was. I can't
It's
think
either Adrenaline or
it might be that. I can't remember. Gosh, I can't remember. But he said go back and listen to it. He goes, seriously, listen to the guitars, listen to them. And then, you know what? I went back and I gave it a tumble, and I really enjoyed it. And it was really well done, really good songs. And I actually dug it. I kind of went a little skeptical because I always made fun of hair metal bands and that kind of stuff. But it was,
to be fair, a lot of them sound terrible. So like when you find a good one, it's nice. Def Leppard, their drums too. I always remember thinking like, those are the biggest drums I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, exactly. So
Hysteria.
Yes, that's what it is.
Hysteria.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
Again, 42 years old. I mean, I can kind of blame it on age.
Yeah, you get a pass. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Okay, I got some notes here because I'm horrible at remembering things, obviously. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I was curious about this. You guys are still signed to Sunny Day Drive Records?
Yeah, Sunday Drive.
Sunday Drive. Why did I say we're at Sunny Day?
Sunny Day Real Estate. I don't know. I can see it. I think that's the vibe we've got. We're all always thinking about Sunny Day Real Estate. We just won't admit it.
Always. No, I will admit it. I mean, I got my Jeremy Enoch poster over there, so I mean, I'm, a little obsessed with my favorite band. So you've been there with them since the EP, right? Or because he signed you for the EP, right? No,
I think it was the year before it. I think it was 2018. We did a single and we put out a Joyce Manor cover in 2018, and that was kind of all we did that year. And they picked us up for that because I think we had it on. They do every November they do like a charity,
like a compilation.
Yes, exactly. And we submitted for that. And Anxious Arms had just gotten signed a couple months before that, and so I started talking to Jonathan, who's the owner and runs everything, over email, and we connected. We love Jonathan.
Yeah.
We call him Papa John. I don't think he likes it very much, but I think it's growing on him.
I don't know. Secretly, he's probably like, yes. That's good. Call me Big Papa.
Exactly.
So obviously you guys are probably just going to stick with them until further notice.
Yeah, and we just have really enjoyed working with them, and it's been really cool because I feel like even just since we've joined, the label's grown a lot as far as like what they're doing and the bands they're signing. Like a few months ago, we just announced that we partnered with Death Wish Incorporated for distribution in the United States and the UK. So that was like a pretty big deal for us.
Okay.
For like a Sony affiliated distribution thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, and he really likes the music, and I really like working with him, and it's been good. And I don't want to, have like some contract with someone that's going to be a shyster, and
yeah.
I just don't really think it's necessary anymore either.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what's cool about nowadays of the sort of labels that are kind of just letting you breathe and not throwing a lot more pressure on you than needs to be, because it's a whole dynamic has changed. The whole music industry has changed, and it's just so interesting to kind of adapt to it, because everybody's still adapting to it. And just when you think you got it, it's still freaking adapting to the changes that are the next day.
Definitely.
So it's just weird. Even 2 years. Like our EP came out almost 2 years ago, and from 2 years till now, I'm still going, holy crap! Now we got to get artwork for singles, that kind of thing. It's like, what? I don't think that was a thing 2 years ago, but
yeah,
that's just so weird.
Definitely not for smaller bands.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about us being with Dark Star Records is, Jeff, the owner, he has been really cool just letting us, do what we're doing. And, he'll throw his 2 cents in and give some suggestions and help out. But majority of it, he's just kind of letting us do what we're doing. I'm sure I keep on screwing up. Sunday Drive. I want to say Sunny Day Drive. Oh my gosh. So bad, dude. It's so bad. So I'm sure Sunday Drive are they encouraging you guys to go on tour, or are they kind of just, when you want to, go for it?
Yeah, they're kind of just let us know and we'll be there kind of people, which is nice because it just is. Like, it's nice to be able to just he trusts us to do what we do, and then we go do it.
And then are you guys also I know you said you were part of Ease?
Yeah.
Now, is that the same with, if I can remember correctly, Weathering?
Yeah, so we did a split with Weathering.
Okay, yeah. I really like Weathering. My goodness.
Oh, they're so good.
It sounds very kind of 80s pop, but like shoegazy and kind of emo pop in a way. But I mean, it's like a little mixture of everything. I kind of dig it. Yeah,
they really blew the roof off with the songs they put out. And I love that cover. I think it was a Cure song that they covered, right?
No, they did Depeche Mode.
That's right, Depeche Mode. Anxious Arms did a Cure song. That's why I got confused.
Oh, really? See, now I didn't know that. So I'll have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's cool though. I love that you guys are all kind of together and know each other and are part of it yourselves. So are you going to be doing any more with Ease, or is that just kind of sort of it was like a little side project and you're kind of done now?
So we're actually sitting on a whole EP with lots of music videos and stuff. And we're
really?
Yeah. So we recorded, we came back and did a single the beginning of last year we recorded it before the pandemic, like right before.
Oh gosh.
And put it out. And then we're like, well, it looks like we're going to be inside for a while. So let's try writing something. And so I think it's either 6 or 7 songs.
Oh, cool.
And so we just have one more music video to shoot, and then we're going to pick a date to start rolling everything out. And I'm really excited because we just got masters back like a week ago, and it sounds really cool. I'm really excited.
Who'd you guys do for mastering?
So we recorded with our friend Josh that plays in the band, and he actually did the last Fake It album too. And then it was mixed by him as well, and then Drew Owens mastered it.
That sounds familiar. Is he in Sacramento as well?
Yeah, he was in Sacramento. He's in Roseville now. He did Absent Sounds by From Indian Lakes, and he's done some stuff with Dance Gavin Dance.
Really?
And like Hail the Sun. Or maybe not Hail the Sun, Idola, I think. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I want to say it sounds familiar, but
yeah.
Wow, he's got some decent bands underneath his belt. Wow.
Yeah, he's done some really cool records.
Wow, that's cool. So let me ask you, because some people can be very jealous. Is there any kind of like, not tension, but is there any kind of like, why are you with them? Aren't you supposed to be focusing on our stuff or anything like that between Ease and and Fake It?
So no, because it's almost all the same people.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, that makes it easier.
Yeah. There's a difference of one person between the two bands.
Okay.
So yeah, in Ease, it's me, Steve, and Twan, and then my friend Daniel does vocals in that, and then Fake It's we just have Jack instead of Daniel, and I do the vocals.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going to ask you, so in regards to that sound, you were saying Pedro, and I think that's kind of how we sort of kind of connected as well. Lay face first in a cool blood and glass. You were on your way to class. Oh, with great conviction. And boy, oh boy, was that very Pedro-esque to me in content, like lyrically,
Yeah.
and the sound of it. It sounded like Pedro, a little more rock, almost like Control. Like I could picture off the like Control album, you know. Oh no, did I say something? Someone said that too.
No, I mean,
No?
like, I was pretty heavy-handed with all the Pedro references. I feel like the family name is a reference to Winners Never Quit, the album.
Yeah.
And like I chose the orange album cover for the family name because of Control. And yeah, so no, you're not reaching at all. It's very, very on the nose.
Well, not even just that. I love the you sing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that you carry that into it. It doesn't sound like you're. That's the thing is, it doesn't sound like what I think I was talking with Call the Void. I think I were talking to them about this. It's cool to hear bands that have the influence of somebody, and you could hear the influence, but they're not copying their influence. So when I heard you singing with the songs, I was like, man, that is great. It sounds like there's got to be a Pedro influence in there somewhere. Very Control sounding to me, and I love that because Control was a great freaking album. So I mean, I'm sorry, all I have to say, it was very long-winded, but I'm complimenting you that to hear the influence instead of copying was well done.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, he was a huge. I didn't even really realize how much of an influence he really had until I went back when I was writing those songs. Because that's kind of what it was. I wrote Gray Matters when I was like 20 or something. So it was like the first set of songs I had really like spent a lot of time focused on and writing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I like put it out and I like some of the songs still, but it just felt like it wasn't me. It felt like not disingenuous, but more like I was channeling something that I didn't really like have in me. I don't know if that makes sense.
Interesting. Okay.
And then so I kind of like revisited a bunch of stuff that I listened to when I was in high school. Do you know Kyle Monroe?
No, because I didn't grow up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've only been here for like 17 years. So no, I didn't grow up in any kind of high school here.
He had posted a song. I want to say it's The Longest Winter off of It's Hard to Find a Friend by Pedro.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the album cover and I'm like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then I listened to it and I was like, this is the coolest song I've ever heard. And I loved that album in high school. And then I kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And so when I was like 21, I went back and I was like, wow, I now understand why this resonates with me so much, because a lot of the experiences I've heard this guy talk about are experiences I've had or felt, or, you know, as far as like within the church and stuff like that. And I just started listening to him a lot. And so obviously that influence seeped in with the other stuff I was listening to. Because I listened to like a lot of more modern emo stuff too. So that was kind of like, I wanted to blend those two, like the songwriting aspect of Bazan and then that more modern sound, more like mid-tempo, fast-tempo stuff.
Yeah. Dang it. Like I could hear it as a Pedro song.
Yeah.
It just again, content-wise. And and I'm sure you would agree because of I mean, I grew up in the church as well, so it was weird to hear the EP, the Pedro, the line, I think it was Lullaby, might have been the first one.
Yeah.
Of the line on the front, obviously.
Yeah. Whole,
thank you. Goodness gracious, it wasn't Lullaby. But Whole, to, you know, the progression through him, and you kind of hear him getting a little more quote unquote edgier through each album, and the more questioning and the more stories and the more uncertainty of his own faith, and getting, you know, and then to like, yeah, when Control came out and it was like some of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, holy crap, he's saying this, where's he at in his life right now?
That's crazy.
And it was and I remember my wife and I, when we were at, you know, Barnes and Noble or Borders, one of these places that closed down, but I remember getting it and I was so excited and listening to it and hearing the content. She goes, oh my gosh, that's so sad. You know? And so it was just very different because you're so used to hearing Christian music and it's, you know, it has its feel. So when someone gets a little more edgy or gets a little more wordy or whatever you want to call it, it kind of throws you off a little bit, like, oh, okay, you know, what's going on here? And and I think throughout his time of getting older and older, and through more of his experiences, you kind of just at some point just like, yeah, he is where he's at, and in a way he's still figuring it out. And being comfortable with whatever he found, you know. But it doesn't.
That's what's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. The last thing I was say was, but regardless of any of it, his storytelling is unfreaking believable. He knows what to say. He knows how to say it. You know how he delivers it and puts it in. Just his songs are the chords are just so moody, and then chord changes. Some of it's so poppy, and then some of it's so drastic in change, and he makes it just every song so impactful, I guess you could say. So
yeah, that's the thing that I think drew me to him, is I felt like it was like almost like you were processing things with him. Like he was processing it in front of you, but also like building a story out of it. Like
yeah.
Like one of his best songs, I think, is it's off of Curse Your Branches. I think it's just called Baby. And like the way he can use the same chorus. It's the same melody. It's the same words. It's the same, you know, melodic pattern, but he uses the verse as like this vehicle to completely transform like what that chorus means.
Yeah.
And he's just so good at doing that. I could talk about him all day.
No, I'm with you, man. It's fun to have someone who's just as big as fan. But you know, it's funny. One of my favorite songs of his is it's one of the most haunting songs for me, and one of the most like I'm trying, like, honestly, I really looked into. I want to record a version of it. Is Second Best. The song is so heartbreaking and haunting, and it's so slow, and his delivery is just so like seriously, like, even like right now, like I just feel it in my chest. Like there's something so unbelievably disgustingly heartbreaking about that song, and just saying, you know, I can learn to be second best in this horrible life that this person's living and what he's going through. It's just so heartbreaking, and I don't know why, but that song hits me more than any other song that he's written, and I don't know why.
Definitely.
But that's what's so beautiful, again, about music, where it can speak to you when you can't speak it, or if you are feeling a way that you can't express. Someone has a note or two, a blend, and it just, oh my gosh, that's how I feel right now. And that's how I feel about Germanic as well. Germanic does the same for me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I love it.
Again, it's a conversation, and that's how I talk. So sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
Okay, so back to the band.
Oh, it's fine. I'm on summer break. I'm living Vida Loca, La Vida Loca.
Don't.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, don't say that again, please. Well, I'm glad you're local, man. That's cool. I feel like I could go see you or have some coffee or something with you sometime. And
definitely, we should. I'm very down. I got 2 weeks left. Let's make it happen.
Dude, that'd be great. Honestly, that'd be really cool. You guys, so because you've got so much going on then with Ease and stuff for the Masters, are you guys still kind of holding off a little bit on Fake It as far as preparing to tour? No?
Preparing to tour, I'm still waiting to see what happens with COVID. Oh. Like, we have one show booked for Ease at the end of this month, and I got to go talk to the venue because I saw that they canceled an event this weekend. And I went to a local show it was a couple weeks ago, and I was sick for 5 days after, because my immune system's just it's so bad from not, being around people for over a year now. If we do any touring, it'll probably be next summer, but I don't know. We'll see. I'd love to, though. I want to so badly.
Or would you just do a little bit of shows here and there until things are a little more, I hate to say the word, but normal?
Yeah. That's kind of the plan. Yeah. Probably just wait until, see how this Ease one goes, and then if we can move ahead and it seems safe and it feels good, then start booking stuff for that. But I honestly have like probably 30 ideas or demos sketched out
Yeah.
for the next release. And so we've been working on that and kind of just staying quiet and doing that and making sure the songs turn out good. And then we'll go from there. The plan right now is to book studio time in like February.
Oh, and then so then with your ideas, how do you just go ahead and are you the main one that writes the song? So do you just record ideas at your house or whatever, and then email them to the guys, show them the guys, and see what they want to do with it, or which ones are like throwaway, which ones are keeping, or
Yeah. So I generally have I come up with like little guitar parts and drum parts all the time, and I just I'll like record a video of me playing them, and then when I have time, I'll sit down and try to flesh something out. And sometimes it's like 45 seconds, and sometimes it's like 4.5 minutes. And then what we were doing before is we were renting a rehearsal space twice a month, which was starting to kind of add up as far as money.
yes.
And so now what we're doing is because Jack and I both have recording setups at our house, so we're just going back and forth 2 or 3 times a month and getting together and writing stuff or working on something that I have and fleshing it out more. And then at the end of the month, we book the rehearsal space for Fake It Andy's, and then we just do back to back.
Do you feel like that's a lot to take on to do the both bands, or do you feel like you're just like I got all the time in the world and I'd create till the cows come home?
No, I don't know. And looking back, like I used to do so much more, and now just like teaching is such an intensive thing, and it's so like emotionally draining. It's a lot harder to do it all, but now I'm a lot more organized, I think, than I was 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm like a lot better about guarding time to do it.
Yeah.
Like even just in the past 2 years, like that first year of teaching, I didn't do anything for almost the whole time because I just didn't.
Wow.
I cried so much, man. I've never cried so much in my entire life. Like it was insane. I was so in over my head. Yeah, now I have a lot more capacity for it, and I've kind of like built it into the daily rituals.
Yeah. Do you do it usually at nighttime, or do you kind of do it? Well, I know you're on break right now, but when you would record, would you just kind of do it at nighttime, or would you just kind of whenever you get home from work, or how was it?
Yeah,
do it?
during the school year, I typically like afternoon. Try to before dinner, but usually I'm so hungry when I get from work, I just have to eat, and then
Yeah.
whatever happens. Right.
Do any of your students know that you're in bands?
I didn't tell them the first year. This is only going to be my 3rd year, by the way.
Okay. I forgot to ask that. Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't been doing it for that long. First year I didn't tell them just because I was still figuring it out. I was kind of bad the first year. I was like took myself too seriously. I was kind of a hard ass. And so 2nd year with pandemic and online learning, I'm sure like you guys had to do it with your kids, like a lot of patience, a lot of just accepting that so much stuff is out of so many people's control, and like just doing my best to work with them. Like half my students failed.
Oh no.
So it was just a nightmare. And so, I think there was good things to take from that. And one of the things is I'm just going to kind of lean into who I am as a person. And, it worked this last year. And so I told kids this last year that I was in a band, to get back on point to the question.
Well, how did they feel about that? Did you seem like you didn't even care?
Most of them weren't even listening. I mean,
Yeah, all right, old man. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when are you playing?
Well, it's like if I was 14 years old and I had to do high school on a computer, I wouldn't have paid attention either. Like I would.
Very true.
I want to do a documentary about like the Craigslist musicians classifieds, because I just think there's something there that could be just like great art as a documentary, because it's just it's a shit show out there. It's
totally is.
Actually, Craigslist is responsible for like pretty much me like starting to like play out of town shows too, because that pop punk band I was in, we were looking for a drummer.
Okay.
And so this guy on Craigslist emails me. He's like, I'm not a drummer, but we're throwing this crazy house show in 2 weeks. Do you guys want to play? And I said, yes, stranger. So we drove out to, I don't know if you're familiar with like Valley Springs, California.
Not terribly familiar, but I know of it, yes.
It's like out past Jamestown. It was cool. We played terrible because we just like got a drummer last minute and he didn't learn the songs, but it was cool. And then all those people ended up being, you know, good friends. And it's just, yeah, Craigslist is beautiful is what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not. Stop it. Don't give it that.
It's terrible. That's like one of 3 good things that's ever come from Craigslist.
Just looking around like, what are you guys doing? I don't know what you're doing, but I'm just going to keep doing this fast beat.
See, that would have been preferable. What happened a lot was he would just stop playing.
Oh, really?
Which is like, yeah.
There you go. That's the stuff that you remember. It's so bad. It's horrible. I can't thank you for letting me talk to you. I know there was no peak to this.
I enjoyed myself thoroughly the whole time.
Oh,
the whole thing was a peak for me.
Oh, good. I appreciate that. But I seriously thank you for taking the time to chat with me on Twitter and then do this, man. And it's fun to know that we have a cheeseball friend in common. So
yeah, we should fly out to Kinsey.
I forgot, where does he live?
I think he's in Kansas still.
Oh no, I'm not flying out this. Hell no.
He's been trying for like the past year and a half. He's like, come play in Kansas. Come play in Kansas. I'm like, Kinsey, do you know where Kansas is logistically to everything else?
Yeah, right.
It's not near anything.
No.
It's like asking me to play in Wyoming.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've driven through Kansas before. It's flatter than a board. It goes on forever. So I'm not going to fly there or drive there. So I'm sorry. I love you, buddy, but there's been times that I think I've seen it too, where he's been here and he didn't say anything. So it's like, all right, I'll give you the.
I see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. Anyways, do you have any plugs, Christian?
I do have plugs. Listen to the family name. It turns 2 today. It's still just a wee infant. We're very proud of what we did with it.
It's great.
Subscribe to the Sunday Drive monthly membership. It's $5 a month. You get lots of cool stuff. You get notes from Jonathan. You get to find out about bands that are getting signed early. It's really cool.
Oh, really? Is it just like to the website, or do they have is it SundayDrive.com?
SundayDriveRecords.com.
Okay, and you could sign up for a monthly thing?
Yep, it's like a monthly newsletter, and he'll send like mail. You get like stickers that other people don't get. He does specialty items. They've done mugs and hats and all kind of cool stuff.
And you guys are on Twitter, you're on Instagram, and you're on Facebook too, right?
We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at FakeIt916. Good old Sacramento.
Yeah.
I forever.
Almost saw some pride in your little posture there.
Oh no, I love Sacramento. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love this stupid little one of a kind nightmare of a city. It has its own charm.
It does.
It gave us Deftones. It's got to be worth something.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Holy crap. Oh, I'm going to actually one more thing before we call it quits. Who are you listening to nowadays, or it could be more than one, obviously. Who are you listening to nowadays that's really impressed you with their singles or album or whatever? Even doesn't have to be any particular style. It could be whatever.
That's a great question.
Because there's so much good music nowadays. It's so hard to just almost pick one. Because there's so much.
So this record, I don't know how you can see it. It's called Swimming. It's by a band called Sinai Vessel from Nashville. Incredible album. Very like, think like Tom Petty's Wildflowers, like very natural, bright, like vintage, but like still kind of modern sounding rock. And it's fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite albums of all time. It's Swimming by Sinai Vessel. Oh, I'm sorry. The album's actually called Ground to Swim, not Swimming.
All right, Christian. Thank you for
All
your
right.
time, man.
Thank you for your time. You've got kids to take care of. I have a dog. He's fed. He already pooped. Good.
Okay, we're good. All right, brother. Well, I will definitely keep in contact with you. All right.
Yeah, let's set up coffee. I'm very down.
Heck yeah, dude. All right, man. Well, then you enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you later.
You too. Thanks again.